My next guest is going to be headlining UFC Iowa next Saturday, taking on Deiveson Figueiredo. It's Cory Sandhagen back here on the program. Cory, how you doing, man?
Hey, I'm good, James. How you doing?
Doing great. A lot has happened since you and I last spoke when this fight was announced. First and foremost, most important thing, you got a brand manager now. How did that all come together?
Yeah, that's obviously a joke, but yeah, I wanted to do something on my YouTube that wasn't just vlogs because vlogs bore the shit out of me.
Yeah.
I just wanted to kind of do something a little bit more fun and uh yeah, I don't know. I don't really spend a lot of time watching TV and all of that stuff, so I really like just kind of writing and coming up with ideas and stuff. So I just came up with a bunch of really stupid ideas, and that's what we did for vlogs. So yeah, brand manager was one of them.
Who inspired you as well? Like, because we've seen Merab do stuff like this. Was there any sort of influences, or was it just something you thought of yourself to do that type of content?
I really like shows like that. Like I really liked, I don't know, all of what's the guy's name? McBride,
Yep.
Daniel McBride. Right, yeah.
Yeah.
I really liked Summer Heights High growing up. I really liked Workaholics, The Office, like stuff like that. So that's kind of my sense of humor a little bit. Real dry and real like that. So yeah, it wasn't really anyone else, I guess. It was just kind of growing up on those types of TV shows.
What do you think of Davison spying on you? You see he's subscribing to your content, it seems.
Yeah, he's been trying to get me naked for a long time now, and he'll have me almost naked on fight night, but not all the way naked.
Close enough. Give him a bit of a tease. And just, how much does that sort of help break up the monotony of training? I know you're a pretty dialed in guy, but to be able to do stuff like that must be nice to kind of break things up a bit.
No, I'd prefer my life if it was just training, to be honest with you.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't like get bored training.
Yeah. You love it.
I
You can tell. Yeah.
Yeah, I kind of get like, yeah, man, the second I start to feel bored, I just kind of start a new like training project, which is just kind of just practicing like a new skill or technique or just going down some other rabbit hole. So that's kind of what I do when I get bored in training. But
Mm-hmm.
no, if my life was just going to the gym, that would be a much better life than having to do a lot of stuff like build a brand and all of that stuff, which is me just kind of poking fun at the way that society is and stuff. So
Well, I know the fans like it. Like everyone was talking about it when that whole video came out, and I think it's good to just, you're getting a new audience by exposing them to the different side of you, which I think is great. One other thing that I thought was interesting about this fight, I know you don't really pay attention to this, but what are your thoughts on, you're like a minus 400 betting favorite. I don't think you've ever got this much respect from the bookies in your career like this. Is that something you were aware of even going into the fight?
yeah, someone told me that yesterday or 2 days ago or something, but yeah, I mean, that's cool. I think that those don't really matter to me, good or bad. So Figgy's a tough guy, man, and he shows up and he fights, and yeah, I'm preparing myself for hell. That's kind of the way that you got to be. Is so much fucked up stuff can happen in this sport. Just eye pokes, nut shots. Sometimes you get caught with weird stuff. Sometimes you go in there sick. So I got to be ready for absolutely everything when I go in there. So I don't, like everyone kind of gets a little bit big on the confidence thing and stuff like that. And I definitely know that I can win any fight that I get in against any of these guys. But I also understand the reality of, there's going to be a lot of adversity in there potentially.
Yeah.
And I got to be in a mind state to approach it properly, and that means not getting overconfident just because the bookies think I'm going to win.
Yeah, for sure. And obviously we spoke when this fight was announced. Now you've had a chance to kind of dig in a little bit deeper on Deiveson. Any thoughts differently as far as the style matchup in the fight, or is it pretty much what you thought you signed up for when you signed the fight?
Yeah, pretty much the same thing. I focused on myself a lot this camp, which
Okay.
was different than kind of the last one and the last couple that I've done. So I feel like I'm firing on a lot of cylinders, man. Like me and my team are working really good together. Me, Carrington Banks, my wrestling coach, me, Trevor Whitman, and then me and Ryan Hall, of course. We're all working really, really good together, man. And I think that this is gonna be the best I've ever looked. It's the best I've ever felt. Like I feel strong. I feel, and I know that everyone says that or whatever, and as they probably should, because you shouldn't ever be getting worse. You should always be getting better. But I do really feel like I'm in a really solid place, just everywhere to go into this fight and whoop some ass, and then get my title fight after this, hopefully.
I spoke to Brandon Royval last week. I know he's been working with you a little bit. Obviously, he's got his fight coming up a few months later. But what's it been like getting to work with all these different training partners and everyone kind of coming to bat to help you win this fight here?
Yeah, Brandon's great. I'm really grateful that he's been a part of the team. He's obviously a really good fighter, but he's also just like a really fun guy to be around, just like a really positive guy. Just kind of he kind of embodies martial arts, which is cool. Really polite, really, So Brandon's a cool dude. I'm super grateful that he's been on the team. We also have a guy named Luis Garola. I don't know how you say his last.
Groulet. Yeah, trust me, I probably said it like that the first time I interviewed him, but I fixed it. It's Luis Groulet, I believe is how you say it. The flyweight who fought a few weeks ago.
Yeah, he's definitely very good. I know that fight didn't go the way that he wanted it to go, but he's a super talented guy. He hasn't been training for that long either. I mean, he's been wrestling for a lot of his life, but as far as MMA goes, he's very, very new to it, and he's very good already. So, did a lot of rounds with him. Did a lot of rounds with a guy named Archie Colgan, who I'm sure that
Bellator,
you know. So me and Archie been giving each other like some really tough rounds. I smiled because me and Archie kind of have like a competitive thing a little bit. I can tell. Yeah. We're both really competitive guys, and we've been doing a lot of rounds this camp together, and yeah, so that's been really fun. And yeah, it's been a solid camp, man. I didn't get staph, or I didn't get sick or anything like that, so that was cool. Because the last couple, I've just had like just annoying staph where I had to be on antibiotics and da. So this one, none of that. So let's hope that I can through the next week without any BS happening and going to the fight as healthy as I am now.
Yeah, just stay away from black cats, broken mirrors. I'm sure you'll be fine. No bad juju out there, as they say, or something like that too.
Hey, it's funny. So I kind of live a little bit on like some land out here now in Colorado. Nice. Instead of a black cat, the other day we had a bobcat in our backyard.
Wow.
And it was
okay.
It was sick. We've been catching it on our Ring camera for like the last, I don't know, since we've been living here. But dude, the thing was right in the backyard. I thought that it left, so I kind of went outside to just check it out and try to see it leaving or whatever. But dude, this thing was like bigger than a coyote. Maybe not bigger than a coyote, but it was like
big. I've seen them. Yeah.
Yeah, it was like the size of a coyote, and like this thing, when I went out there, it like propped up on the fence, and I thought that it was gonna attack me. So I don't know what type of omen a bobcat is, but we had one of those get really close to us. Me and my wife are just pumped. It was like the most exciting thing that's happened in a while for me, so I was really excited about it.
Is there any warnings out there about like animals, like around, like where I live here in Vancouver, we have like grizzly bear warnings, like not in my area, but like if you go to Whistler, like I've golfed before and there's been a grizzly bear on the golf course. It's crazy.
Oh, hell no. We don't have grizzly bears. We don't have anything like dangerous. We have like black bears, but they'll run away from you unless they're with their cubs and stuff. But no, definitely not any grizzly bear warnings. That sounds gnarly. We have mountain lions, which I guess is cool. I'm sure you guys have those as well, but I've never seen a mountain lion. I've been dying to see one for a long time, but I've never seen one.
What about your corner, Trevor Whitman, who's in Carrington Banks, I'm assuming, and Ryan Hall, if I had to guess. Is that right?
Yep.
Okay, good. Cool. That's good. Glad to see I'm remembering things at my age. And how's this fight playing out? How do you see it going down next Saturday? How do you see the fight unfolding?
Yeah, that's always kind of a tough question. I do think that I have the abilities to finish Figgy, whether that be a knockout or a submission. I think that I'm just really good right now. I think that I'm really dialed in. I think that I'm super focused on what it is that I need to do. I think that I know how to beat Figgy all the way around. Figgy definitely packs a punch, but outside that, I don't really see many paths to him winning. I think that he'll probably try to take me down and submit me. And that's a very difficult thing to do. So I don't think, going to have success with that or finishing me by KO. So, I think that it's going to kind of be up to Figgy how he wants to lose. He kind of gets a little bit inactive when you start pointing him and stuff. And, I'm going to be looking for a finish the entire time. I want a knockout. I want a submission. I want to like solidify me getting a title shot. After this one, I don't really think that there's anyone that they're going to have to fight either Merab or O'Malley after this one. So I'm kind of seeing this as a number one contender fight. I think that I potentially might have the luck of landing in a spot where they got no one else. And, that's kind of, I've never been in a spot where they have no one else and it's just me. So I think that if I go out and whoop Figgy's ass, I could definitely put myself in that lucky spot.
Well, timing's everything. Look what happened with Dustin Poirier. He loses to Gaethje, your teammate, and then he ends up, beating Benoit Saint Denis. There was no one for Islam to fight at the time because they did the BMF title fight, and then he ends up getting the shot. So you're exactly right on that. We had spoke last time. I know it was potential. There was the potential of the Merab O'Malley rematch. They've now announced it. Was that the fight to make? Because some people felt like maybe Jan should have got that with his 2 wins since losing to Merab a couple years back.
I think it was the fight to make, honestly. I don't think it's as like Dana White privilege or whatever people are calling it. I don't think it's that. I think that Sean just kind of landed in a spot where there was really no one else, Mm-hmm. Jan lost to Merab by a pretty big margin last time they fought. Mm-hmm. And Umar obviously just fought for the belt and lost. So, I mean,
well, to be fair though, because Jan did beat he beat Song Yadong, and then he defeated Deiveson as well. So some people felt like because he got those 2 wins, he should get the shot. And O'Malley hasn't fought since losing to Merab, so some people felt like maybe he should be ahead. Like I get it though. Like O'Malley's I don't even look at it as Dana White privilege. I think it's what's best for business privilege. It's better for business if you think about it for the UFC if O'Malley's champion. So I think not that they necessarily want people to win, but if O'Malley does get that shot, I don't think the UFC is going to be upset by that, so to speak.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I think that, both of them got arguments,
it's tough to say, right?
Whoever the UFC wanted to choose, and that's who they chose. And yeah, definitely some of it probably weighed in that he, Sean probably brings a lot of eyes to the sport. And yeah, so good on him. I'm really excited. I'm kind of glad that it's him because, the entire world wants to see me and O'Malley get in a fight. Yep. And, if O'Malley wins and I win against Figueiredo by a huge margin or in a spectacular way, then I think that the UFC will definitely be chomping at the bit to make that fight. I also think that I'm the only one in the top 5 that hasn't fought Merab. And,
true, yeah.
I got a really good argument there. And so yeah, I mean, I'm kind of just focused on myself a little bit, of course, but I do think that the 2 that are going to be fighting for the championship, I definitely have pretty solid arguments to fight against both of them.
Who wins that rematch, do you think?
Yeah, it's tough. I mean, I definitely can see O'Malley winning. I don't think that he's like written off just because he lost the first time. I think that I could definitely still see him winning. If I was like a betting man, I would bet on Merab, but I wouldn't bet a ton on him, I wouldn't put the house on Merab. So I think it's going to be a really competitive fight. Like round by round, it was like potentially competitive last time, but there was like a trajectory of the fight in which it was going. And yeah, so, I mean, yeah, I got no idea, to be honest with you. I think that Merab will probably win, but it's MMA, so who knows?
Yeah, anything can happen. I know this is going to sound a bit nuts, but let's say you fight Figgy and you come out unscathed. I know you never really do, but would you be willing to be a backup for that fight in case they needed someone? Because I'm sure, just in case, maybe they would want someone there. You feel like going to New Jersey in June.
Oh, yeah, that's definitely my plan. I come out of that, no injuries that are going to put me out of fighting the next month. I'm definitely just going to be in the gym on Monday, training for being a backup. I think at this point I got to do everything that I got to do. And I've never been the guy to want anything given to them. And if they want me to be the backup and that means solidifying my title, even if it doesn't mean solidifying my title, as dumb as it might sound, I'll still be the backup just to put myself in the best position that I can. And I'll do that just, because I want this damn title shot so bad.
No, I agree, and props to you for saying that. We've talked about this before, but you gonna have like a game plan of how much longer you want to keep fighting? Because it really seems like coaching's in your future when this whole thing's done. So it seems like you've always got that in your back pocket if you were to ever call it a career. And I know you got lots of time left.
Yeah, sure. I mean, yeah, I'm getting a gym going this year.
Cool.
Me and my business partner or my wrestling coach Carrington Banks are going to.
Nice.
We're still hunting for a place, which is kind of a pain in the ass because everywhere's so damn expensive. But I'm going to get that going this year. Maybe I'll retire into coaching. I don't know. It's coaching is something that you got to be called to. And right now I'm a fighter, so it's really hard for me to understand if I have that calling or not because it's not easy dealing with fighters.
For sure. Yeah.
And I know that I haven't been the easiest to deal with in the past, so I'm afraid I might have some bad karma coming my way if I do choose the coaching route. But no, I love martial arts. I mean, I'm gonna be in the gym for the rest of my life until I'm like 60, 70, and I can't do it anymore. So, um, yeah, maybe it'll mean coaching, but I think I just turned 33 a couple days ago, so I think I got like, 4 or 5 more years in this thing. I think that I definitely can stick around for a long time. I take really good care of myself. I don't like do things that destroy my body. And I kind of stay on top of all of that stuff. I eat healthy even outside of training camp, and I do a really good job of not being injured and overtraining and stuff like that. So I think I could definitely fight for a while. Um, but yeah, I mean, I want like 8 to 10 more fights in the UFC, and then we'll see after that.
Gotcha. You should call your gym Coors Light, like your old social media handle. I always thought that was great. You should have kept it, in my opinion.
Yeah, no, it was a good one. It was a good one. Yeah.
Just like change the lettering to Coors, like use their logo. I don't know, maybe they might sue you, but you should use that as your logo too. It look cool, like the beer, obviously.
That would actually be a pretty good idea. Yeah, maybe.
Yeah. Okay. There you go. I want my 10% if that happens. And last question, you know where this is going. Has the books changed since the last time we spoke? You reading anything new, or are you still on the same books as last time we spoke?
Yeah, I'm reading a couple new things. I don't really love either one of them, but they're pretty good. The comic book saga
Okay.
is really, yeah, it's like a fun book. I enjoy it when I read it. Um, and then I'm reading a book called A Born Hero, which was referred to as the Chinese Lord of the Rings. So I'm
Oh,
reading that right.
interesting. Okay.
Yeah, it's like a kung fu book, like an old school kung fu book, and it like has like chi magic and stuff like that in it. But dude, it's so funny because it's written like when I'm reading it, it's written like a kung fu movie from like the 80s,
Yeah, yeah,
where
with the
it's
bad
just
dubbing and all that stuff. Yeah.
yeah, it's just like so like everything is obvious, and like kind of exaggerated and dramatic. But yeah, so I'm reading those two things. They're all right. Um, what have I read recently that was really good? I read a book called A Snow Leopard that I really like,
Mhm.
and but yeah, that was the last good one that I read.
Cool. Sounds good. Corey, thanks as always for doing this. Next Saturday, we're looking forward to it. Anyone you want to thank? Any sponsors? Your YouTube channel? I know you got instructional videos, all that good stuff. Anything you want to plug, man? I'll give you the last word.
Nope. See you guys. Have a good day.